Hi, this is Yvonne, and I'm at the Still House with JP. How you doing?
Very well, yourself?
I'm doing real well. We're doing the Swine and Dine this evening, and they have concocted up a couple of entries here for us. Tell us first about your drink, JP.
Firstly, the cocktail is our spin on the classic recipe of a Bloody Mary. As in the heart of Central Kentucky, we start with bourbon, and we do a bourbon Bloody Mary. Actually, it's infused with several items. There's a nice lime juice citrus element. We actually make the Bloody Mary sauce, or the mix, ourselves here in-house. It's flavored with black pepper, salt, smoked Hungarian paprika, and Worcestershire sauce, also combined with obviously fresh tomato juice. And the cocktail is garnished on the rim with a mixture of white kosher salt, smoked paprika, and bacon bits. And the garnish is a fresh celery and a skewer of candied bacon that we actually did in the oven, drenched with brown sugar, and then immediately chilled to allow the bacon to solidify. And that is the garnish. The bacon garnish is probably my most favorite part of the cocktail, aside from the bourbon itself. As a long-standing fan of the native spirit, I enjoy the bourbon the most, but the candied bacon is hard to ignore in the cocktail, and it gives it a nice sweet element in contrast to the more salty, savory elements that dominate the palate otherwise. The garnish is a nice balance, and it's a nice finish also. If you save it till the end, it's a sweet brown sugar candied finish that really balances the savory cocktail nicely.
Well, JP, it sounds like you've given this drink a lot of thought.
I have, yes, ma'am. I actually toyed with the recipe for several days now, and I actually experimented on the verge of being considered a mad scientist this morning. Experimented with the tomato juice mix itself. We experimented, we poured, we mixed, we sampled, we poured, we sampled, and I finally got to a consistency and a taste and a small amount of back-end heat from the smoked paprika that I liked, so that's what we went with.
Sounds a little obsessive, JP.
Well, obsessive is, I venture to say, a subjective term. Obsessive to you, maybe, but devoted to me, perhaps. Devoted. Devoted to spirits, yes.
All right.
Yes.
Now, does this drink have a particular name?
We just call it a bacon bourbon Bloody Mary. Bacon and bourbon Bloody Mary. We've not gone as far as to give it an actual whimsical name. We were afraid initially that if we were to give it a nickname or a house cocktail name, that it would be slightly deceptive to people. And we thought that if you would just call it a bacon bourbon Bloody Mary, that would be sufficiently informative, and it would not deceive people into thinking they were getting something else other than if you called it. If you were to call it a hog garden or a bacon bonanza, it would be I think a bit deceptive, and I don't think that people who enjoy the name as much would enjoy the cocktail as much if they weren't sufficiently informed as to what it was. Okay. So we think that a cocktail of this complexity should be simply named.
All right, let's move on.
Indeed.
Okay, move on. Okay, appetizer. Tell me a little bit about it.
Appetizer. This is simply called the hog cake. What we do with this, we start with a cornmeal batter that is actually infused with pureed pulled pork. We pull the pork. It's done for about 8.5 hours at 175 degrees with a sage and brown sugar rub. We then blend it in a blender and chop till minced, till it's actually diced and almost a liquid product. That product's inserted into the cornmeal batter. The cornmeal muffins are baked, and then they're topped with a bacon and blue cheese infused cream cheese icing. The icing itself is infused with bacon grease and crumbled blue cheese. It's then blended, seasoned, and topped on the cake. And the pulled pork that we did not mince from the same batch, as you can see, is on top with a homemade Maker's Mark barbecue sauce. A little heavy on the honey, heavy on the brown sugar. It's a sweeter barbecue sauce that we actually slow cooked this morning, and it came out very nicely.
Now, this has a basic name. This one does.
The hog cake.
The hog cake.
Very unassuming and agreeable name.
Yes. But you know what? It looks real cute.
Cute is a good word. Okay. Tasty's a better word.
Okay. Well, I'm going for the visual right now.
Aesthetic value is always important in food. I agree.
Yes, indeed. Okay, well, listen, we're going to take a drink, and we're going to eat some of the appetizer here, and we're going to see how it goes with us, okay?
I hope you enjoy.
I'm sure we will.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Okay, Angela's cutting into it here. It looks really good.
The presentation is just very complimentary on both the drink and the appetizer.
I know this has cornbread in it. But Angela, you're going to tell me what you're tasting.
It almost tastes like a hush puppy. The cream, pardon me,
Okay. Go right ahead.
with the cream sauce, gives it a little mild taste, but it's really good. And I can taste like the ham or pork in it. So,
And the barbecue sauce here. Are you tasting
it
that too?
has a nice little kind of a snap flavor to it. But it's really good. I love the presentation. I have to compliment that again. Now I want to get to the bourbon
Yes.
bacon Bloody Mary.
Yes. And that bacon.
Love the presentation. Yeah, absolutely.
Everything looks so pretty on that.
Whoa.
Whoa. Huh?
The bourbon is definitely in here,
Okay.
but it is good. I love the spiciness. It still has a kick of the bourbon of the Bloody Mary, but the bourbon is kind of stout. It's good.
Now, if you came to this restaurant one evening, would you order this drink?
I'd order the Bloody Mary.
Okay.
I'd have it for breakfast.
Oh, Angela.
Now, isn't it Bloody Mary typically a breakfast drink? I'm just saying, it would be good for breakfast.
Okay,
What a
that's
kick.
good. Breakfast with a kick. Now, what about the appetizer?
The appetizer is really good. I think it probably would go I guess I'm thinking more hush puppy, but probably something that would blend in with your meal going toward that.
Toward that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And as we said earlier, he went to a lot of trouble with all this.
I heard
effort.
I heard the description and just making sure the balance of the flavors. It's just I have to compliment him on it because I think he did a really good job.
Yes, and it takes a lot of patience to put something like this
I
together.
don't know how people are so creative to pull these dishes off in the drinks and they're not repeat recipes. These are creative recipes just for this event, so I have to applaud these guys for it.
Definitely so. Now, I've had a lot of cornbread in my life, but I've never seen cornbread done quite that
No,
way.
I have not either. But it is good, and if you come down here over the weekend, you must try this, either the drink or the appetizer.
Or.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Well, we're going to leave it at that, and Angela's going to have another sip of this nice little drink here, this bourbon Bloody Mary.
It really is. It packs a punch, but it is good.
Very good. All right, then. We're going to move on. We're at Henning's Restaurant here with Monica. How you doing, Monica?
I'm great, Yvonne. How are you?
I'm fine. It looks like you've been pretty busy today.
We've been very busy.
Okay.
It's ham days again.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And each year we come out here to talk to you about Swine and Dine.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
you make a wonderful cocktail and you make a really interesting appetizer. So tell us what you made this year.
Well, I'm responsible for the cocktail. My husband Michael is responsible for the appetizer this year, which is Marion County ham chowder. Very good. You need to come out this weekend and try it. The cocktail this year is called a Dirty Pig. And the Dirty Pig has ice cream. It has Brendan's Irish Cream, Copa de Oro, vodka, and Creme de Coco Dark. And so we're going to fix one right now.
Okay, sounds great.
All right. We're going to start with our ice
Okay, we got ice and ice cream here.
and ice cream.
Wow.
And we're going to do these two.
Okay.
And a Copa de Oro.
Aha. That looks so rich.
And it is rich.
Yes.
But it's very yummy.
I bet.
All right, then we're going to blend it.
Okay, she's going to put that in the blender. And she's got a lot of wonderful ingredients going into this drink this evening. I think we're going to have a really good, Angela's going to have a really good time tasting this one because I know that she likes smoothies, and this one is starting off a little bit like smoothie, but it has some special ingredients in it. So,
Okay.
all right. That looks good, Monica.
I think you're going to like it.
Okay.
And then we have to decorate it a little.
Okay, some decorations.
We're going to do little sprinkles.
That looks pretty.
And then we're going to garnish with a little Oreo cookie. All right. And then you get to taste test.
Okay, we get to taste
And that
it.
is our Dirty Pig, our drink for 2013 Ham Days.
And we've got our appetizer over there. We've got
And our Marion County Ham Chowder.
Thank you so much.
Thank you and happy Ham Days.
So, Angela, we've got some Marion County clam chowder here.
I'm looking forward to this.
Yes.
This is unlike any of the appetizers tonight. We're starting off with the soup with the fall weather. How appropriate.
How appropriate.
How appropriate.
Wonderful. Now it's rich and creamy looking here.
It's really good.
I'll let her taste a little bit more so that she can give me a better description of what she's tasting.
I love chowder. And this one, you can taste the bacon in it. It almost ham. I think did she say ham or she used bacon in it?
Marion County.
Yeah, it's really good. It's a real good mellow chowder. Potatoes.
See some little chunks in there. And for
Maybe
weather
some
like
mushrooms
we've been
in
having, this just fits the bill.
Yeah,
doesn't it?
absolutely, absolutely. What a great way to start your appetizer, your dinner when you come to Hanning's over the weekend. That's really good.
Good stuff. Very good. All right. Now let's move on here to that Oreo cookie there. To the cookie. To our drink. The Dirty Pig.
Dirty Pig.
Yes, indeed. I enjoy naming this drink. I like saying Dirty Pig. How about that?
That's really good.
Okay, now Angela is trying the Dirty Pig.
Real refreshing. It tastes similar to a grasshopper, but it's got a lot of chocolate. If you love chocolate, you're going to love this drink. It's got a really good chocolate balance to it.
And that's what we were told earlier, that, if you like chocolate drinks, you're going to love this one.
It's really good. Really, really good. It's almost a dessert drink.
And it looks pretty, too.
It is pretty.
Presentation is great.
Absolutely.
Now, Angela, again, if you came to this restaurant for dinner, would you order this drink?
I would order this drink as a dessert drink.
Okay.
I would. It's a really good drink. Great way to end your dining experience here.
And as for the Marion County clam chowder?
I would definitely do the clam chowder. Yeah, it's delicious. Absolutely delicious.
Listen, thank you, Angela, for being with us this evening.
Thank you for having me.
You've done this before, and, we've had such a wonderful time doing it. I hope you'll come back and join us again.
Definitely will. Thanks for having me.
And this has been Yvonne McNary, and we're for Channel 6 Television with our wonderful cameraman, Gary White, this evening, who's been helping us sample a little bit, too. And we want to thank Angela Nance for coming out and being our taste tester.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you here again next year.